I'm gonna ask for one amendment because Ms. Landazuri turned in her retirement letter. So we're gonna shift that from resignation to retirement.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. We'll wait for Mr. Secretary. And ours, you're-
We're okay if we want to go to closed a little late as well.
Hmm?
We're okay. We don't have a big closed.
Oh, we don't, okay, okay. We'll open and we'll close, yeah. Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Santa Rita Union School District Board meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could start off with the roll call, please.
Ms. Cindy Lopez.
Present.
Mr. Neil Patel. Ms. Sarah Turner.
Present.
Mr. Jacob Sandoval.
Present.
Ms. Elva Ariano is not here this evening.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can I get is there any changes to the board agenda?
I would like to request one amendment. We have received a retirement notice from Ms. Carmen Landazuri, so the personnel consent backup has moved her from resignation to a retirement.
Okay, can I get a motion to, as amended?
Motion to amend?
Motion to approve as amended?
One second.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 4-0.
Okay, today in closed session, we have potential litigation of Government Code Section 54956.8, in public employee performance evaluation, the Government Code Section 54957, conference with labor negotiators in the Government Code Section 54957.6. Do we have any public comments regarding closed session items?
We do not.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn the closed session?
Motion to adjourn closed session?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 4-0.
Okay, we'll see everybody afterwards.
Well, I
Okay, you want to give me a countdown? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Santa Rita Union School District Board meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. During closed session, nothing was voted on, so there's nothing to report out. We're going to move on to item 5.1, motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Motion.
Okay, can I get a second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay. Moving on to reports and correspondence. Is there any comments from SRTA,
There are not.
CSEA?
We do. Becky will read it.
Good evening. CSEA would like to extend our sincere thanks to the district negotiations teams for meeting with us today to continue our negotiations discussions. We value the collaborative approach and partnership as we continue this important process. We look forward to our next scheduled session. Sincerely, Juana Casillas, CSEA Chapter President.
Okay, great. Thank you for your comments. Okay, Superintendent's Cabinet.
Our Director of Engagement and School Climate, Dr. Summer Prather-Smith.
Already here. It's already my turn. I want to share just a quick update on our Saturday Academy. So we had our first Saturday Academy session. We had about 100 TK through 5th graders at Santa Rita Elementary. We had 58 6th through 8th graders. There were an additional 30 students who went to JGMS. There were students who didn't sign up for the regular Saturday Academy because of sports or other conflicts. But Ms. Ramos has set up one Saturday before a grading period for students to come in and be able to do work makeup or anything that they need before grades are finalized. So there was additional 30 students who went to JGMS and then an additional 50 students who are participating in the migrant ed program. So overall, right around 200 students. So good number. I want to let you know that we did receive the restorative justice grant that I applied for Gavilan View Elementary. So we received $100,000 from the State Department of Ed. That will go to providing additional restorative practice lead that we'll contract to bring in for that period of time, as well as training and support for Gavilan View, I was going to say elementary, Gavilan View Middle School. The next 2 days, speaking of restorative practices, here in this classroom, we're going to be hosting the Northern California Caring Classroom Certification course. So Corwin reached out to us and asked if we would be willing to host. In return, we get 5 free slots, which is about $8,000 worth of professional development. So we jumped at that opportunity. So we'll have 35 educators from around Northern California in here for 2 days, along with Dr. Dominique Smith and his team getting their certifications in caring classrooms. From our district, that'll be all of our TOSAs, as well as any of our administrators who haven't done that training previously with us when we went down to San Diego and did it. So we also on Friday will have about 8 of our students coming in to speak about their experience in our district and share with those 35 educators the impact that restorative practices have had with them. So I'm really excited to bring our kiddos to the forefront there. And then I just want to share, we had our town hall this last week, and thank you to everybody who came out. As a team, we're working on a document I sent out to our community, kind of an overview of all that was shared. And then as a team, we're working on a big document that lays out all of those pieces and the action steps that we're going to take. Just to give you a couple of pieces from that, we know that one of the areas that came forward was some additional academic support outside of what we're doing. So we have put out a request for any teachers who want to do additional hours after school to support our after school programs with tutoring. And I'm excited to let you know that we had about 30 teachers who responded. So we'll be able to add those pieces in there. We're also looking at creating some additional training and mapping out some supervision maps during those unstructured periods. We know we have enough staff, but we want to make sure that we're using them strategically in those places. So I'm going to be working with an outside group to help us kind of look at where we can strategically place staff. We are going to be working on hosting a TB clinic. One of the pieces that came forward was that families said that with the volunteer, like they'd like to volunteer more, but getting in to get their TB is often a challenge. So I'm working with the Visiting Nurses Association as well as Natividad Hospital to try to bring a TB clinic forward so that all of our volunteers would have that opportunity. We had lots of conversations about food. So Chuck and I and Ashley met today with his team. As you know, we're working with the Chef and Foundation to bring scratch cooked meals and fresher produce into our meals. We also talked about lots of other ideas around improving school lunch and getting student feedback. Water was a big topic, and the drinking water and the water fountains came forward quite a bit. So I applied for a grant this week for $250,000 with Cal Water. That $250,000 would allow us to upgrade all of our water fountains to reverse osmosis, as well as have a cooling system in it so that the water would be more drinkable for our students. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but we applied for it. In the meantime, the kitchen team and I met about adding in water dispensers so that students do have the option for water in place of or with milk during lunchtime and could refill water bottles for sports after school. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Let me just give you a couple more. We are also going to look at offering optional PD for our teachers around the use of Parent Square. We heard some communication that, parents would like to see teachers sending out more pictures and like kind of happened with some of our other applications before. Parent Square has the ability to do millions and millions of things that we're not using it for. So we're going to offer some additional training for that as well. So there's 4 pages of things we're working on, but we're really excited to come back to our community on December 8th with our actions that have already taken place, as well as the strategic actions we'll take going forward.
Okay, no, it sounds like a lot of great information. The teachers that reached out, would that be done through ELOP or how would that be?
Yes, so it's done through ELOP after school. So teachers work 30 minutes after, are on contract 30 minutes after, so they would go from 3 to 5.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was something that was brought up during one of my sessions as well. Any questions or comments from the board? Yeah, the only thing is a lot of the people, especially in the group that I participated, are parents that are already engaged. So they also mentioned how can we get parents that typically are not engaged in their students' activities out of the 10, which I'm sure are something we're all thinking about as well. So
And that was our big push for everybody to bring somebody else, right? Like we know that parents are more likely to attend if invited and supported by another parent versus the school itself. The school is often unknown, whereas your neighbor is known. So we know like if every parent brought one parent with them and each meeting they brought one additional parent, then we're going to be more likely to have more families there who maybe traditionally wouldn't, participate.
Perfect. Thank you.
Are we using the time available with our parent-teacher conferences to get that engagement or make those opportunities?
So we finished parent-teacher conference last week. So yeah, teachers, we had a good turnout. I haven't gotten those final reports because they just finished, but that was an opportunity for those connections to happen as well with parents. Again, it's a little bit, in the research that I've done in the work that I do in parent engagement, it's really hard. There's this bridge between show up with the teacher one-on-one and come to this big thing and have your voice heard. It can be really scary. So like I shared, you'll see one of the pieces on here, and I talked a little bit about it, is really boosting up our Padres Mentores and Parents as Mentor program so that we really get parents working with parents. We know it's the most effective in getting parents into schools.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Ms. Becky Moore.
Just 2 things. We are beginning our district-wide learning walks this Friday at Santa Rita Elementary. So we'll be there to visit classrooms and see our students learning. We'll be looking at all of you, looking at what you're learning in class. And then on Monday, there is no school. We will have a teacher classified and certificated professional development day. And for the teachers, just to let you know, I'm fighting with mail merge to get your emails out to you with your schedules, but hopefully I'll get the kinks worked out tonight. So I said classified too. Yeah, classified will be at the rodeo grounds for some sessions specifically for them this week or next week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the board and superintendent, Ms. Cindy Lopez.
So yeah, I too attended our first town hall, and it was a nice turnout. And it was awesome to see that basically all the groups kind of had the same either, hey, we could work on this, but hey, this is great. So it was awesome to see that. And then just, extending that invitation to all the parents, like us as parents, it's very important that we're involved and, go to these things and make sure that, hey, we participate so we know, your perspective of it. So that's something that, Summer was saying like, hey, bring someone next time to, New Republic, right? New Republic on December 8th. So that's just something that I want to throw out there. Just make sure that if you guys can make it possible to attend the December 8th on New Republic, it would be awesome to see all of you guys there.
Mr. Neil Patel?
I concur with that. I think it was a great start for the town hall. I'm looking forward to blossoming and going from site to site. I think we'll also have it grow as well. So keep it up.
Yeah, thank you. And just for myself, I attended the town hall as well, so yeah, okay. Any public comments regarding non-agenda items or agenda items?
We do not.
Okay. Okay, moving on to the action item, 9.1, approval of the new Santa Rita Elementary School mascot background. In September 2024, Governor Newsom signed AB 3774 into law. AB 3074 prohibits California public schools from using the term Indian as a mascot, team, name, or nickname. This school year, the students at Santa Rita Elementary School worked on identifying possible new mascots that reflect school spirit, culture, and community values. Over 460 votes were submitted to determine the top 3 finalists from the field of submissions. The finalists are now brought to the Board of Trustees for consideration by the students of the Santa Rita Elementary School. Students and staff will present information to the board for board selection and approval.
So here with us this evening, we have Principal Donna Koenig, Assistant Principal Jeanette Zavala. We have several of our staff members. I cannot think of Leonel's last name. I would like to introduce him. Hernandez. And he is here and will be translating during the presentation. So our families at home are able to access this presentation in Mixteco if they're watching our live stream or later on video. I think Mr. Patel was going to speak.
Also, I just noticed in our attendance, we have the most important people that represent this fine district are students here. Let's give them a big, big hand of applause. Yes. Thank you. Wow, this is awesome.
We're here for you.
Yes, good, very good point. So I was a student at Santa Rita Elementary School. I started as a second grader with Miss Rob. And then Cindy?
Yeah, I attended Santa Rita too. And so Santa Rita is very, very special in my heart. So it's Gavilan View. So I was one of you guys some time ago.
A couple years ago.
Couple years ago. And we're so excited that you guys are doing this. So excited to see your presentation. So with no further ado, Ms. Kay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alderman, Cabinet, Board of Trustees, guests, parents, staff, students. We present to you our Santa Rita mascot presentation with Miss Jeanette Zavala and Leonel Hernandez translating. It's been an honor to be a part of this process, and we're very excited. So without further ado, Ms. Zavala.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Members of the board and our superintendent. Thank you for having us here tonight. We're really excited to present to you our top 3 mascots that we have selected, and we'll walk you through the process. So this was a really exciting project for all of our students. I want to really big shout out to our teachers who really supported the students in doing the research and doing the writing. There was both opinion writing and persuasive writing involved. We went up to them and said, you guys have a job to do, and they took it on. There was amazing work turned in, and we had 30 different mascots turned in, and from the 30, we narrowed it down to 12 because those 12 had 10 or more similar papers. And so the other ones we had to say goodbye to.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes a todos. Good evening, you too, to all of you guys, members of the school board. My name is Leonel, and I'll be translating for Mixteco. Kihiku Leonel, Rajuki Sanachiko Nonya, Tunda Viranya, na nakani lo cuenta me yo orña nakani na cuenta me oye casa nada toña na dukuna y kichi da tori kunchichi da ton cuenta shimiña escuela yo da toña ku casa me yo ya to na kunchichi da to kunchichi na ari da ton na kumiña y chichi shimiña miña da to mi santa rita ra nya kowai o ko shikami kichi na kashi na ra to no jira nori ja ushi ibisa ra no ushi ibirika to nya casa na ya to mi kihibi chi ya kashi na iri kichi da tori kunchichi da to shi da cuenta mi escuela o.
And I forgot to add, I'm just going to stick to my script because I'm so excited about this and I forget what I really wanted to say. So I want to emphasize that the students were required to do their research and make connections to the indigenous tribes that have been in our community, both past and our new tribes that are coming, our new indigenous community from Oaxaca. And they also made sure that their choices had a resemblance to our school rules. So they had to find something that showed respect, that represented making good choices, and that represented solving problems.
Ra tagunya kina cuenta me yo ya da tun takishana shi me yo ra kutona kashina da tu imi kichi da tunya kutona na kanina cuenta takuna na jibi na nya cuenta yo da tun na ke chinya takuna ke nundo ba ka na kana tunda iwa to iyo kana ka saba minya mitu da to kutona kinya na koni da tun na iyo tinga na jibi da tun na de tu mi yo bara da tunya na shinde mi yo da tun na cuenta yo o sea na kutin todo na kinti na cuenta na kabala tunya si que ba kutona casa na me yo ra tun kutona sakni kita nan chi tamina na jibi da tunan te mi nun te yo.
All right, to gather immediate input from those 12, we sent out a Google survey to our teachers and staff at Santa Rita Elementary. And we asked all staff personnel to submit their top 3 choices to help us condense the list. Once the staff feedback was compiled, we moved directly to the final phase. Para obtener la opinión inmediata, tomamos las 12 mejores opciones de mascotas identificadas por nuestros estudiantes y distribuimos una encuesta para todo el personal de Santa Rita. Les pedimos al personal que enviaran sus 3 opciones principales para ayudarnos a reducir la lista. Una vez que se recopiló esta lista del personal, pasamos directamente a la fase final.
Tamiko ba kishana meyo ra to nyan dukuna ya da to chinda ana to mi ushi bi miri kiche to nya cuenta casa na meyo ra to non tira to chinda ana nya non jiko to mina kachon shi na mi ya mi yo ran dukuti na no tin jikuti na da to iyo tina jibasi iba na to na ku nya na kanini na to shao ko ba na kanini na shi meyo bara non tira to ra tashana kina chi minya a kisha to na encuesta so ra sana kina meyo sa ra nya saka chito mina jibi ba kachito dimina vali ba to ya nya ku nya ya koni na to ya kichiri koni na kunchi chimi yor nunchi sana kita na chi mi kara sanya ndaba to na casa na to ya nya shinyu to casa na tasha na jiku tu cuenta me otu.
We concluded the community input phase with a ballot which represented the top 6 finalists. We launched a very easy digital poll for our parents, students, and staff, and we made sure that our younger learners were included too. So we printed special paper ballots so all lower grade students could personally cast their vote. The results of this inclusive vote determined the top 3 mascots that we're presenting to you today for the final selection. Concluimos la fase de aporte comunitario con una votación que presentó a las 6 finalistas principales. Implementamos una sencilla encuesta digital para todos nuestros padres, estudiantes y personal y nos aseguramos que también incluir a nuestros alumnos más jóvenes. Imprimimos boletas especiales en papel para que todos los estudiantes de grados inferiores pudieran emitir personalmente su voto. Los resultados de esta votación inclusiva determinaron las 3 mejores mascotas que les presentamos hoy para la selección final.
Ara takuno senchindo kishando nchi me ayora don nonchi na kwanchi mina jibira don jaminya kichina kashinara nonchi sandabandu inka tu cuenta ya na shinyundo kasando me yo don kishando kishando me ayora to chindando in encuesta ba don honya no kisha ta don honya no hondo be endo ikara ta don ikabandu chindana nya chindando nya no tata bana chindando no tu mina vali bara mitu na kachon shi bandura kishando cuenta ta don naku nchi nya na kanini nchi mina ta mina vali ra naku kindo tu cuenta nya kaba chinda tindu taku nya molesta so ban no mi no tu so ra chinda na nya no taku na vali na grado na vali cha ka sara na ku kunche na nya tatong ra tashina bosto nya na tu cuenta me yo ra tatong nya tasha nya no na kindu chi tu mi nya kachito na shindu ra tatong ika no na kashindu tatong ja komi o ni miri kichi tatong o ni rira o ni miri kichi tatong nya na ando no hondo mi kihibichi.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for. We're going to have our students speak regarding the top 3 mascots. We had a couple of surprise students visit us today, so we'll have some students added on to share their work.
Rabichi nakashi da doña mi o ni mi kichi da tori nakashi na cuenta me yo raña navali na ya ka doña cuenta ña jari komi kichi yo.
I present you in order. It'll be Jonah Ruelas, Elizabeth Godínez Serna, Josiah Manzano Torango, and Emily Izarraraz Martinez.
The Lions is a strong leader and its loud voice helps Santa Rita Lions show respect.
Ra kichi yo ra cuenta in leon ri da tori ña mi in leon ra tori yo ori da to ñan chico kasaba ga to mi ña mi ri ta ari ra to ri yo ori da to in kaji ori ra to chinchi eri mi santa rista na na respeto.
Lions live and travel in groups with their close family. The Santa Rita Lions work together with our school family.
Tuko leon ra i yo ri ra no ji shika ri da to shin kasaba ri ña ni ta shin ri da to ra sati ta vari ra mi ña santa rista yo mi leon mi santa rista ora cachondu ña cachon shitandu ra chinjendo ña shitandu ra jiku familia ñandu.
Like lions, we help each other. We are strongest when we stick together.
Tuko ke leon ra ña chinche ta era ña nda kuchaka ya nda kuchaka ta era to ta chinche ta era ta ni ta shita.
Santa Rita Lions. Santa Rita students are strong like lions. At school, we use our voice to solve problems.
Ran mi na vali da tu na sakwa mi ña Santa Rita ora da tu na nda kuna tanta kul ña leon ra mi ña escuela yo ra da tu ña kindu ta chindu ta kuna shini yundu to so bandu ña ña iyo.
Now, let's meet a tiny hero that represents courage and resilience. These students are going to share why the mighty little hummingbird is the perfect mascot for our school. Ahora conozcamos a un pequeño héroe que representa el coraje y la resiliencia. Esos estudiantes van a compartir por qué el poderoso y pequeño colibrí es la mascota perfecta para nuestra escuela. Vamos a darle la bienvenida a los estudiantes.
Rabichira ña konindo da tu in ña nandu in kichi da tu rin da ku we ña da ku ko era da tu da ku we in chichiri ña cuéntame yo rabichi na amina vali no hondo ta ku nacho ña na chukutondu kashindu ta ku unchi ori ña kutondu kashindu cuéntame ña escuela ña andura bichi ña ya na vali da tu na kañi na no hondo da tu cuéntame ña yo.
The hummingbird is a tiny hero in the alone story. Like hummingbirds, we work together to make our school a better place.
Rata kumirinchi ora tu riki chilo tsin bariso da tu ra riña rillo tiri da tu inchi chitishi tu ña iña cuenta ña na online yo baraña takumi ña yo yo ora da tu kachon shitando ra chiche shinje shitando da tu nakoba anji ña.
For our families from Oaxaca and Mexico, hummingbirds are messengers from families that bring us love and good luck. This makes our school feel welcoming and strong.
Ra tukun nya navali na cuenta familia nya andu cuenta chinya nundova ikara cuenta tu chinya ikoyo ikatagu minya nchi oyo ra to richinda ari nya an ta tutu omba chinda tiri nya aban ho tu mi cuenta na familia nya andu chinda tiri nya ton chi nya mahnira chinda tiri nya cuenta nya tu suerte ban hondura nya yori ta tu ku casa ta tu na ko ba ami nya escuela nya andura na kunchi chinda kundu.
Hummingbirds can fly forward and backwards like us students at Santa Rita. Hummingbirds are resilient and flexible in their nature. This shows we can be flexible and respect new things.
Ra minchi oyo ra da ton kunda chirin no ora kunda chitiri chisa taba tagundu ba kundu sa kwa ami Santa Rita yo ora nya minyan chi ora da ton da ku we inchi chiri ra to ra kama we turi da ton no shika bari nya yo ya na da ton ku kaskandu ku da ton jan nya an sisi ba nya kasandu ra nya ra ku ti koti respeto ba du tagu nya sha nya bashi.
The Santa Rita students, the hummingbird is smart and focused. We use our clever ideas to solve problems.
Ra tagu Santa Rita ndu sa kwa no Santa Rita o ta tagu minya minchi oyo ra to ri ba kwe shi ni re da to ra ba kwe inchi chire ra nya ra to chikuti nya to kisha to ra to shi ni we ri nya kasari da to ran chi nya to kisha no ri ra kuto barin to so barinya.
My apologies, boys and girls. I forgot to introduce you by name. In order, we had Oliver Sarate Torralba, Jaslyn Bruno Messines, Carlos Max Zavala Garcia, Brian Ramirez Toledano. And then we have 3 young ladies who joined us also to share their reasons why they believe the hummingbird should be our new mascot. First up, we have Jocelyn.
The hummingbirds represent joy and perseverance.
Ra tagu minchi oyo ra to rin chi chi ri o na ri da to ri kwa chari ra na ri da to nya inchi chinda ku ri shin chi ku nya.
Next, we have Delilah.
I think we should be Santa Rita hummingbirds. One reason is that they represent joy and braveness. Another reason is that they also represent good luck. Last reason is that they are kind. In conclusion, these are my reasons why we should be Santa Rita hummingbirds.
Yuna kani ni kira da nya ka ella da na ku kashina minya minchi oyo cuenta mi Santa Rita o chi da tu nya na kani ni ya ta ku ba kwe kunji chimiri o tu ri kwacha zo miri on ta ku we inchi chira inga tu nya ya da tu nya inchi chitiru shin tu nya na ko tu suerte ba ta ku nya ra inga tu nya ya ta ku na ku ti da tu na avie da tu na lleva a kenchi mi yo chi da tu ri bon kichi ba mi ri ora nya ra nya nakachitung do datung nakachitung i datung nya nakanini nya nachushini nyuri kori mi nya sikia yo ya datung chi mi nya yo ya nakanini nachushini nyuri kori nya kichi sanandu mi Santa Rita.
And our next is Andrea.
The hummingbird represent resilience.
Our last group of students are here to explain how the Eagles' sharp focus helps Santa Rita students show respect and make good choices. Nuestro último grupo de estudiantes está aquí para explicarnos cómo la visión enfocada del águila ayuda a los alumnos de Santa Rita a mostrar respeto y tomar buenas decisiones.
Ra grupo non chi mi na vali na tatu na yona na kanyi to to nya cuenta tu tasi ta kichiri tasi tora na chu ku chinje mi rio to mi nya Santa Rita ora na respeto ra to ranchi nya anan du kumi na vali casa na to nya ba ana kun chi ku ka ra vichin ya na vali na cuenta tu nya tasi.
Let me introduce the students. In order, it'll be Eileen Politron Hernandez, Jesus Rodriguez Reyes, Aranza Enrique Vasquez, and Marcos Cruz Rivera.
The eagle is a symbol of strength and vision for many cultures, including Ohlone and Hispanic families from Oaxaca and Mexico.
Tumiri tasi yori inchichi da ton inchichiri shin tako nyan che heba tako nya shin nyo kunche tako no no hoba shin tako na chi nya kisha na jibi nya nya na ke chi nya chi nun do ba barasati na val na jibi to na sa barasati na tato na jibi na de na niña olon yo bara nya sati jiku tumi iko yo ikabara ri yori ni ta da to shin jiku nya jibi yo kie.
Like the Santa Rita eagles mean students rise high to see clear view, which helps us show respect and to be great leaders.
Ra taku nya mi tasi yo da mi Santa Rita min du sakwa Santa Rita ora tu nda kwistando chini no na ku kunche va andu ra na ya ku chinchendo na nandu respeto ra ku da tu kuto bandu nya kuto bandu kunchando na jivi.
The eagles show sharp eyes, look far ahead. This teaches us to plan carefully and make good choices for our future.
Nya no ndu chi no mi nya mi tasi yo ra tu nya no ho we shin ya shika we shin ya ra tu nya yo ya sana ye da tu na ku nya kasaba y cuenta ran chi nya shin yo kase da tu ran chi nya ki she ta ku nya no no ho cha kara chi nya na kase ra tu nya ba na kun chikia.
Eagles use strong focus to reach their goal. Santa Rita eagles solve problems directly and quickly.
Mi tasira nya kiri da tu nya ba kwe in chichiri ta ku nya shini nyu kasari da tu na ko ni kasari da tu ra nya kishari ya ra mi Santa Rita nya mi tasinya Santa Rita ra kuto ba nya kuto bari ta tu ndo so bari nya chi nya ba shin hori ra kamana ndo so bari nya.
All right, to conclude, the results of the community-wide vote brought incredible passion and reinforced the cultural connections we established during the research phase. Our three finalists each appealed to a core Santa Rita value. The results of the community-wide vote brought incredible read it again. The hummingbird generated comments filled with joy, magic, and inspiration. One parent shared that the hummingbird is an uncommon mascot. Another parent shared that the hummingbird symbolizes hope and that when they approach us, we should make a wish. They also shared the symbolism of the hummingbird's resilience, noting, even the smallest wings can travel great distances. The eagle received strong, meaningful support for its cultural depth. We received comments highlighting its role in honoring our heritage, with one community member stating simply, el águila, porque es uno de los animales que representa los indígenas. The Lions brought simple, high-energy enthusiasm, with supporters cheering it on as the best mascota ever. The comments show that our community believes the final three options, the lion, the hummingbird, and the eagle, perfectly represent the strength, joy, and cultural respect of the Santa Rita family.
Ra na kan yin do shan na sha shi yon ji ko sha me yo da ton ta no na kin don ji to na nya ka chi to na me yo ra ton ta ka chi ton do shin na ra ton ko aba nya ka chi ton do shin ra shin nya ka chi ton na shin do ra nya ta no nya da ban do inga tu cuenta me yo ra o ni ga mi ki chi kin do ho ra nya na kun chi chi ri shin nya da to mi nya in chi chi mi Santa Rita shin ra nya ka na ta nya cuenta me yo da ton ko kwe nya ka na ta ra ton i yo ti na nya ji bi tu no ku to ga ka chi ton cha ka ra nya kachi tundi no datun non chi tash kishando nyor ndaba tundu inga tu nya nya shini nyu kasando naku nya kunchi chichame yo datun nya shi nya na inchi chimi nya Santa Rita shi taku mi nya ji ora ton ri yo ri nya kwa kwe nya datun na shimi ri ochi datun ri oji shi ni na taku kwacha bari iyo tu nya antibi kisha bari datu ratashi kwe rinchi he tu saban no mi na jibi taku imi na jiba si na kachi tundu shindo taku mi nya ji ora ton ria iyo wa Amerika datun kuri nya kichi sanana inga tu na jibasina kachi tu na shindu da tu minchi ora tu rinchi chiri shin da tu nya nya da tie kasera tu na kishinji nya aba anu era nya koni da na tu rikari ta shanda tu ri nya ta shaki ku ya chimiri ka nya ku ya chiri no era tu nya ba anda tu ri kasa ka nya ko shin besa ra nya yo ya da tu nya shin yu nya na era tu na ya nya ko nya da tu no mirika inga tu na kachi tu nya da tu nya rinchi chimiri o shin nya da tu nya kunchi chinda ke ra konite da tu na nya ku tu nya no debe ra tu ku ti nya iyo ti da tu ji shi bari da tu sana ti ri nya ra ku ti nda chi bari da tu ra shika kwe no nda chi ri ra mi ta si tu ra nya ta si tu ra ri o tu ri na kin da tu na kin kwe ti ri o ba da tu rin da ku ti ri o ba in chi chi kwe ti ri shin nya tu nya cuenta tu nya an chi nya cultura nya era iyo ti nya tu nya ka chi tu mi sa ba tu mi ji ba sun si na tu ri yo ri in chi chi shin era tu ra in chi chi ri shin nya yo kie sa ja chi no kie ra tu ra cuenta tu mi nan de shin be da tu in na ka chi da tu mi ta si yo ri ku mi nya ki che tu chi ri yo ri da tu ku ki chi da tu ri nya in chi chi da tu na ri da tu yo kie nya ji be ta ku na nyu na da bi da tu na cuenta chi nyu e chi kara a mi nya ta si yo ri ku in ri che da tu ri yo ri in chi chi da tu cuenta shi mi na mi ra cuenta tu ri leon yo tu ra nya kama chaba ki sharia so to i yo tu na ka chi da tu nya na ti ri yo ba tu ko kwe ti na ku to ti mi ki chi yo ba tu na tu nya ku to na ku ri mi ki chi da tu mi ya yo ra nya tu sa ba na ka chi tu nya nya ra nya yo shku ta tu chi o ni tu mi nya mi ki chi na ka shi na ta tu mi nya leon ba sa mi nya chi ora tu mi ta si ra nya yo mi comentario tu nya na cuenta mi acá.
I want to thank all of our families, our students, our community members, and especially our staff and teachers. This process was amazing. And coming down to the lions, the eagles, and the hummingbirds, whatever mascot is chosen tonight, we will honor it with the love and the kindness that we share with each other in our Santa Rita community. I want to thank Ms. Zavala and Lionel for tonight for their support in creating this presentation, and give it up for these students. They did a great job. And at this point, trustees, we will let you choose our Santa Rita mascot, and we want to thank you for your support as well.
So first of all, I'm very proud of all of you. You did an amazing and awesome job. And remember, you all are part of history. Think about that for a second, right? As you guys get older in your lives, you guys will be able to say, you know what, I was part of the process when they chose the new mascot, right? And that's something to be very, very proud of. So make sure that when you go home, you really say, you know what, I did a great job today. I was part of history. Okay. Because one day, hopefully, one of you will be a school board member and help kind of give direction for the district. Okay. So one round of applause again for you.
Yeah, I second what our president said. You guys should be super proud of what you guys are doing tonight. I know that myself, like I said, I went to Santa Rita years ago. So this tonight is a very special day for me too, right? Because I was there when our mascot was the Indians, and now it's going to be changed. And you guys did an awesome presentation. Coming up and speaking anytime, it's always nervous. It's always like, oh, you guys did awesome. So pat yourselves in the back, be very proud, and know that you guys are making histories tonight. We're going to be picking a mascot for hundreds of thousands of students to come. So be super proud of that.
I just want to reiterate what both trustees have said, but I just want to say once again, thank you to the students, the parents, the staff, of Santa Rita. This, like you said, it's a history-making moment. No matter who we choose, you're all winners because you helped us determine the best choice we can. So whether you're on the winning side or losing side, I want you to know you are winners because today you came up here, you presented, you showed courage, and you spoke out for what you believe in. So for that, I just want to say you guys are like our little heroes today. All right, you represented. Having said that, go ahead.
Hold on, she wants to say something. Yeah.
Real quick, I also want to thank Miss Donna Koenig for going all in on this idea and our Board of Trustees for letting this be such a community-focused event for selecting a new mascot. Santa Rita School District is over 150 years old. So when Mr. Sandoval and Mr. Patel and Miss Lopez talk about you are part of history, you're determining the mascot for the next 150 or more years. So I appreciate your hard work, students and staff. But Miss Koenig, Miss Zavala, I appreciate all the work that you put in throughout this process and creating a new mascot that meets up to our new standards for our Santa Rita Elementary School. Thank you.
Mr. Patel? you have
Oh,
something to say?
do we want to start
No,
debate?
you say you have more to say?
Oh, no, I just want to start the debate.
You want to start debate? You can start it off.
All right. Thank you for that. When this was presented to us, I wanted to keep three things in mind. And that is number one, I wanted to make sure we honored the rich history of a Native American that were here in this land, who were proudly represented. And unfortunately, sometimes they're forgotten. And I want to make sure that the decision incorporates that. The second consideration was a rich Mexican American history. You know, people forget the rich history that the Mexican culture that has been part of this land is still part of this land. And last but not least, I wanted to honor this district, the little district, Santa Rita district, that might be small, but we're different. We do things our way. We have a vision. And last but not least, I often say the future should be guided by the voices of the young. You know, so I kind of have an idea of what I would like, you know, to endorse, you know, but I would like to hear out from the other trustees.
So yeah, I mean, all three finalist choices that you guys picked, I love every single one of them. But what Mr. Patel said, our district is very small, right? So we're small, but we stand out, right? So I love that phrase that parent shared with the hummingbirds, right? But I don't know, once our president speaks, but I was thinking maybe once, you know, we decide, but we could maybe hear from them one more time, everybody in the audience, and maybe with like a cheer for each, you know, of the three finalists. And then from that, us take our choice. I don't know if you guys would be open to that.
You want to lead it?
Yeah, sure. So,
So, nomás para explicar en español y si quiere traducir también, lo que está pidiendo es que ella va a mencionar cada animal y luego quiere que uno grito bravo por lo que uno escoge.
ver cuál es el que gustan más
Yeah.
el público. Sí.
Na kundainyo bando kachunya tatonya ku kasana tigi eja tatona ku nya kana taton mikichi yo shindora nya naku aton kaso bando katonda abandora ton miyo naku kashen taton jari ku mikichi kano onirio.
And I'm just gonna go based off that last slide, how they were in order, okay? So remember, just clap, yay, hooray. Let's see, let's hear you guys, okay? So for the first mascot for the Lions, who wants the Lions? Clap. Okay. The Hummingbirds. And lastly, the Eagles. Awesome. Okay. All right. So we got a clear message.
Okay, for me, when you guys were saying your comments, I was going back and forth because you guys all made so great points. It was really tough to decide between them because they all are great mascots. For me, the hummingbird was the most unique one, just because it seems such a small but powerful bird. And so for me, I felt like that resonates with our school district and with the Santa Rita community and the diversity that it brings. And kind of how unique it is. I mean, today we had our school board meeting and basically it was in English, Spanish, and Mixteco. right? That is beautiful and amazing. And I just thought about hummingbirds and how many different colors they have and how that's a really great representation of that. So for myself, hummingbird is what I would like to entertain a motion for.
A motion for the hummingbird to be our new mascot.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Captain.
Passes 3-0.
Yeah.
Maybe clarify because I don't think they understood that.
All right, so I'm excited to let everyone know that the new mascot for Santa Rita Elementary School from this day forward are the hummingbirds.
Mr. President, every single presenter was a superstar today. I would humbly request that if us trustees can personally shake the hands of all individually these great presenters to let them know we thank them for the work they've done and thank you for standing up and thank you for coming today. You made a great difference. No matter whether you won or lost your mascot, you are a winner today. And we want to show you that appreciation by personally shaking each one's hand. Is that okay?
Have him translate real quick en español.
¿En español? Oh. So, oficialmente les estamos presentando que se decidió elegir al colibrí como la nueva mascota de la Escuela Santa Rita. Ahora bichi kachidon doshinda toriña anchi orina nakashina toriña kukichi sana mi Santa Rita.
Okay. How do you beat that, huh?
What you said, Mr. President, Hummingbird, you rarely ever see that. And I think that also exemplifies the uniqueness of our district, and it incorporates all the three areas I was talking about. So I think the students and staff made a great choice.
And it's interesting because I think hadn't they then done their detailed explanation, it's not something that I would have considered, until you kind of look the research and the history behind it and the meaning and stuff. So they did a good job. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to 9.2, approval of MOU between Santa Rita Union School District, CSEA for the reclassification and new job description for senior data systems and compliance specialists.
Thank you. Over time, the job description of what was her former student information specialist, thank you, have evolved as CalPADS and the demands for compliance with state reporting have gotten more intense. And so this reclassification is to transition that job description to senior data systems and compliance specialist to reflect the work and the level of work that's being done. The reclassification would be to a range 61 on the salary schedule. And there's been an MOU between CSEA and the district in favor of this transition.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, so the other part is approval of MOU between Santa Rita Union School District and CSEA for the reclassification new description for special education student service data specialist.
Similarly, the special education, formerly administrative assistant, the position has grown to a higher level of work that's demanded, again, with compliance, CalPADS, et cetera. And so again, CSEA and the district met to negotiate the terms of this reclassification and to increase the range of the position to 45 on the classified salary schedule.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, Captain.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, perfect. Our next regular board meeting will be October 22nd, 2025. Is there any suggested future board items? None? Okay. For myself, I know in the past we had our two 8x2s with the high school district. I wanted to see about possibly starting that up again. And then I know within sports, sometimes there's like transition with sports programs and that kind of stuff. I wanted to slowly kind of having a start conversation, and we might already do this, but just kind of more intentional as far as is talking to the high school district as far as like transitioning within like what's happening in the sports programs or either school, music, any type of programs where there's a transition that kind of impacts. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is the same way that a lot of times sports programs start looking at what the lower grades are doing in order to prepare them for that is kind of how that gets specialized. I know we have like the debate club or the group. It's like starting at least to get them introduced to like, hey, at a high school level, did you know there's a transition into that? So maybe figuring out where there's different touch points and how we can kind of, we might already be doing it. So, I mean, part of it, or we might be doing it and stuff, but maybe at the different school sites, specifically like the middle schools, is finding out who their partner person is at the high school district, and then finding out like, hey, once they get to us, this is what we're looking at. Maybe something to introduce them to. So I was going to say this is kind of where I'm brainstorming a little bit. So it is, yeah.
I concur with that.
Yeah.
As a golf coach in high school, we work with CSUMB
Yeah.
to build that transition, so having that bridge, no matter what it is, whether it's extracurricular or sports, I totally see that being beneficial for both.
Yeah.
They can build a better program, we can build a better transition. So.
Yeah, and even things around like special ed, like if we have students that are transitioning out, like what does that kind of look like for parents? Just different kind of parts to figure out how we can kind of best support parents and students as they make that next transition to make them that much more successful. And that started me thinking about, because I know a lot of times within different job careers, people aren't necessarily exposed or thinking about that stuff. I know with My nephew, he did band here, and now he's enjoying it at the high school level. So then I'm thinking like, there's a lot of stuff that students might not know that exists that they can start learning those skills at the middle school level that'll help support their efforts. That might lead to like scholarships or other things that kind of broaden their horizons in a big way. Better development stuff. That's kind of what I would want in the future.
Yeah.
Kind of slowly talking about it. Okay, it is 6:54. Okay, can I please get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, have a nice evening, everyone.